time to do it currently inked. So you can see I've already filled out the information with my pens, and I thought to speed things up so that you're not here for 40 minutes, I just do my splatters on camera, and you can read as we go along. So I'm starting out with Ferris wheel press in Moss Park Green, and this is a lovely ink. It's a grade green, very legible, no shimmer, no sheen, nothing fancy, nice shading though. The bottle is one of Ferris wheel press's tippy ones, 38 milliliters, quite nice. And the pen I have that in is my Leonardo Momento Zero in the Giada or Jade material, and it is a plain old medium nib. Nothing fancy there. Next up, speeding right along, is my Leonardo Momento Zero in the angel skin material, which is named after the angel skin coral. I looked that up. This has a medium steel stub nib. I had it stubified by the Toronto Pen Company, and it's inked with a 5 milliliter sample of Kitty Inkpot Resting in the Evening Breeze. So I'll just open that and put a little bit of ink on the page. Oh, and this paper is Irreful paper. So this is the first time I've worked with Irreful paper. I usually work with Tomoe River or Cosmo Air Light, and lately I've been working in a journal that is full of Mitsubishi Bank paper, but I placed an order of ink that came today, and included in my order I had grabbed a couple of notebooks, and this is one of them. So I thought I would try out the Irreful paper. This is the grid. So this is Kitty Inkpot Resting in the Evening Breeze. Next up is another Kitty Inkpot ink, another 5 milliliter sample, and this is the Tour Diary of Moon Jellies, which is just a fantastic name. Pen it's in is my Leonardo Momento Zero in Blue Hawaii with a factory medium nib. You're going to see a lot of Leonardos lately. Basically, I've stopped using pens that don't absolutely delight me in some way, shape, or form. So the pens that delight me regularly are my Leonardos. So they're getting a lot of play these days. Now, this ink, the Tour Diary of Moon Jellies, is fantastic. Like the one before it, Resting in the Evening Breeze, and the Tour Diary of Moon Jellies. These are both chroma shaders. So this one is a coral that chroma shades to kind of a taupey color and has red halo around the heavier ink areas. This one chroma shades to a pinky beige. So it's a lovely soft denim blue, but it has this pinky beige element to it that I quite enjoy. So my next pen is a Kaigaloo 316A in the colorway called Saffron. I have two of this pen. I first got it with a medium nib, and the nib was way broad. It put down ink like a fire hose and was way wider than it should have been. So I got it again in a fine, and this is much more my style. Beautiful pen. And it has, like I said, a fine nib that writes much more like a medium. So Burma Tourmaline is the ink in it by Tomo and Limbs. And it's a sheening ink, not sheening, it is a shimmer ink. I'm going to put down a whack of it because I have space on the page. I started with small swatches, so let's go big with this one. Lots of shimmer material. So this is a pink ink with gold shimmer. Really matches the pen body well. Come on, plastic baggie, do your thing. Plastic baggie technique is never predictable. So you never know what kind of swatch you're going to get. I'm adding more dots and little splattery bits. Splattery bits? Yes, splattery bits. By moving the bag around. If you don't move the bag around, you get a much more contained sample. So the next pen is my Platinum 3776 in the material Kampu. This is one of the early ones that they put out where they were playing, where Platinum was playing with texture, and you can see, I hope you can see, the waves. You can feel the waves, or I can feel the waves in the material, and it's this gorgeous teal color. It has a 14 karat gold steel nib, and it was stubified by Dan Smith. So I do love a stub nib. And I got the broad instead of a medium because it's a Japanese pen, and Japanese companies are known for finer nibs than the Western companies. So that one's a broad, but it looks just like my other mediums. So the ink in there is by Dominant Industry, and it is called Goryeo Celadon. Let's see, I'll just move that down a little. Let's make this another big one. Let's celebrate the shimmer. Okay. Just going to move my page protector down. That's the dog shaking her collar, if you heard that. One of the dogs. We have two. And here we go, making pretty splatters. So this is a soft teal color, a Celadon, a true Celadon. Pale blue-green, and it has maybe silver and blue shimmer. It looks like an iridescent shimmer. It's a Pearl Series ink. You can see the shimmer is very fine and absolutely stunning. So next up is my Leonardo Momento Grande 2.0 in sand. This is a spaghetti resin like the Blue Hawaii was. And I have a medium steel CSI nib, so a cursive smooth italic in this one. And the ink, hi Maggie. Sorry, being visited by the dog. The ink is Sailor Manyo Aka-mai. So I'm just going to clean off my pen. My dipping pen. Put down that ink. and make a nice little splat. Maggie's about to have a very loud drink. She's not a small dog, so when she drinks, it's a production. So next up is my Admock M800 in the colorway called Bee Orange. It has a medium steel Schmidt nib, and I have it inked with Kitty Inkpot Caressing the Pale Moon, which is a soft, pale orangey yellow that color shifts, chroma shades, that's the word I'm looking for, chroma shade is the term, chroma shades to green. So it's very interesting. Now I don't see much the green over here in the written sample, but let's face it, with chroma shifting inks or chroma shading inks, you rarely see the chroma shading in the printing or writing unless you're laying it down really thick with a really big nib. So I'm not expecting to see it, but I do expect to see chroma shading in the ink swatch. So this is by Kitty Inkpot, and this is from the season called Kitty Island. And I had to use Google Translate on the name because I got 2 Kitty Island inks and there's no English on them other than the name Kitty Island and Kitty Inkpot. So I learned how to use Google Translate. You can teach an old dog new tricks. I'm the old dog. So's Maggie. She'll be 9 next month. But next up is my Sigma Mystery Pen, and I'm calling it Satin Steel. So this is a mystery pen because I found it in my desk one day when I was cleaning out my desk, and I have no idea where it came from, but I had had that desk for about 15 or 16 years. At some point, this fountain pen got put in there. Now, after I got it cleaned and working, because it had dried up ink in it, got it cleaned and working, something happened to the nib and the tines were bent badly, crossed and mangly bent. So I took the nib out and I replaced it with a size 5 Franklin Christoph medium stub. And it is a fantastic writer. And you can see that's a tiny little size 5 nib. It's a very wet writer, as you can see in the written sample. And the ink for that one is Colorverse Brane. So Brane has, I think it's a blue and gold ink on a deep olive, blue and gold shimmer on a deep olive ink. That's a fantastically pretty ink, and it's very out of character for the rest of my lineup this month. The rest of my lineup is, as usual for me, very soft, very muted, a little bit grayed. And this one is bang in your face with intense saturated greenness. And I am not an intense saturated ink person, but I had to ink this one up when I got it today. So the 2 that came today are Resting in the Evening Breeze and Brane. I got a big order that included this notebook and many inks. So I will post the opening of the package, the unboxing, in a separate video. Anyway, here are my samples, finished samples. And shimmer, 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 chroma shader, chroma shader, chroma shader, shader, shader. You can see there's no sheeners in the group. I do not like sheening. I find my opinion on sheening is it's a little hard on my eyes. My eyes are quite sensitive to reflections and light. I love shimmer somehow, but sheen bothers me. And I like the ink to kind of look the color it is, not to look a completely different color. If I put a teal ink in a teal pen, I want my ink to come out teal, not red. So not a fan of sheening. Also, it often smears. I don't like that. But yeah, here we go. So here they are. I hope you can see that sheen in the Goryeo Celadon and the, that shimmer in the Burma Tourmaline. It's more subtle in the Goryeo Celadon, and it's pretty intense down there in the Brane. That is my currently inked for September, and I'm really enjoying my lineup right now. Even though there's a fine nib amongst them, it sure doesn't look like a fine nib. So I'm happy in my place of medium. Well, enjoy the color in your life, play with your inks, and I'll see you again. Bye-bye.